America is often described as a salad bowl or a melting pot. Now these two are not the same. The problem is that America can never be a strong nation if it stays a salad bowl. It needs to incorporate the many cultures and ethnicities into one solidified metal of a nation. But now, how many people really are multicultural? You know me as Wayne Ren. My legal name, however, is Wen Ren. And that originated from my real birth certificate legal name, this, Ren Wen. Now these names all have their own subtle meanings. These two symbols represent my own culture, my background. Wen Ren describes a mixed intertwining time in my life when I was introduced to America. And finally, what you know me as, Wayne Ren. That is my attempt to become American. Now, I, like many other foreigners, we come to America and try to throw away our culture and our beliefs in an attempt to become more American when it's not really even necessary because our culture was already built in to the American culture. It was there since the very beginning. But don't take my word for it. Let's see what other people have to say.
Yeah.
What nationalities do you best relate to?
Well, I am English, Austrian, and German, but I feel like I best relate to the American culture.
I'm American, but my ancestors were from Germany and Ireland, so but I'm definitely going to go with American.
American.
American?
Korean American.
I feel that the best nationality that I relate to would be American.
But I'm actually American.
I think black people, Spanish people.
How many cultures are you familiar with?
I'm familiar with the American culture of, getting drunk at parties. And
I'm familiar with all cultures. I know about 3 languages: English, Hindi, Gujarati, and a little bit of Spanish. So
okay,
it's
wow.
kind of technically 4, I guess.
English obviously is my native language, and I've also studied Chinese and Spanish in school, and I'm familiar with a little bit of Japanese too.
A couple, really.
Oh, Butterfingers.
English,
right here.
Spanish, French.
German, Polish, Swedish, Scottish.
Okay.
Scottish, Welsh, French Canadian. I got a little bit of Irish in there, and also German.
German, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Now, how many of those actual cultures are you actually familiar with?
I myself am not familiar with any of the cultures besides Americanism.
So you're relatively familiar with the French culture and obviously.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Would you say this Montclair State University is a diverse campus?
Absolutely. Even though most of the school, 46.3%, happens to be from a white homogeneous community, there's still plenty of diversity all around if you look around.
Now, a majority of all your friends is of what ethnicity?
Caucasian.
They're mostly Caucasian.
Yes.
They're white, they're Caucasian.
Majority?
The majority of my friends are actually white. I have other friends who are black, Asian, and Brazilian.
But majority would be, you would say Caucasian.
Be Caucasian.
White and Asian.
Black and Hispanics.
Black and Hispanic, okay.
A mixture between Asian, white, and I have some black friends too.
And is there any specific race that you don't really feel compatible with?
No.
I guess the African American music culture, and along with the the Latin American music culture too. I just don't understand.
Not really, actually. I mean, I have one friend from, like, at least the majority of the cultures I can think of.
No, I feel compatible with all races. I'm just that type of person. I'm not,
I don't. That question. No, I don't feel that I'm not uncomfortable with any race. I think I'm pretty worldly.
What does being multicultural mean to you?
It's being aware of other people's culture, including your own.
I would say that that's being more of aware of everyone's backgrounds, where they came from.
It means being a well-rounded individual, as well as knowing, of people's cultures, their religions, practices.
I think that being multicultural is the culmination of different groups and religions and nationalities and plenty more, putting aside their differences and working in unity together to build a stronger meaning and a longer lasting future.
Well, it's like a lot of stuff thrown in,
Yeah.
We practice different holidays, like respecting other people's cultures.
How would you define American culture?
American culture pretty much is a culture comprised of other cultures. I don't think there is a such thing called American culture.
We can't really have have a central core American culture because the United States is made of a bunch of immigrants, and they bring their own culture here, and it's always changing.
Everybody lives here. Every nationality lives here. So the American culture is everybody's culture.
Then would you call American culture the same thing as being multicultural?
Pretty much.
I would say that.
Yeah.
Culture. All right.
Like a mixture of every culture, I guess. It's kind of like a big melting pot.
Melting pot of all cultures. I don't think everyone in America represents the fact of people that are multicultural. There definitely are people out there who are racist and they don't care about other people's backgrounds and they see things in one perspective. But there are people out there who do care and appreciate other people's backgrounds. But I can't say that all of America favors culturalism.
Do you believe that taking languages and learning about other cultures should be excluded in the school curriculum to learn it?
I don't believe they should be forced, but I definitely think they should implement more languages just because America's growing, the world's growing, and every religion is growing. So therefore, more people on Earth, more languages to know, and more ways you can communicate in different ways.
Because the more we understand other cultures and races, the more there'll be less racism and stereotypes and stuff like that.
By me taking French, it also kind of made me appreciate my own culture that I live in, especially since I traveled there. But I think it should even be expanded. I think people should start learning languages younger in life and not just one. I feel like we, as Americans, kind of are ignorant to the fact of other people's languages, and we depend on other people to learn our language rather than learning theirs.
Not really. I mean, it can include it, but it shouldn't be like a requirement. Like, if you want to learn about it, then yeah, because we're here to learn about things that we don't know about and things we want to pursue. So definitely not as a necessity, though.
Yeah, okay.
I find it to be of no importance, but if that's what the school wants to spend their money on, so be it.
Okay, so would you call yourself someone who is multicultural?
I believe I am multicultural.
Well, I try to be multicultural.
Do you think that if you learned more about cultures of the other races, that you would be able to maybe better understand them as well?
Yeah, I think I would definitely. My friends have now grown to like everybody instead of just two kinds of people.
That's great.
So.
Do you think that if you maybe learned about their culture a little bit more, then you'd more understand?
Yeah, I would definitely feel more like I fit in.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
You're welcome.
I didn't. You just interviewed me. I just winged it.
You're welcome.
Now get out of here.
This is my bed. This is where I sleep at night.
I'm a Chinese teacher, teaching Chinese in the States for for a total about 15 years already.
Wow. You probably have like, thousands of students by now, probably.
Yes, I have many students.
Many students. A majority of the students are of what ethnicity?
My students is from all different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Several years ago, they just come to for the credit, but now a lot of students they come for to learn Chinese, to learn this language, to learn the culture of this country.
Yeah.
美国有很好的那个教学的一个体系，但是呢，在对外语的学习方面呢，我就觉得稍微欠缺了一些，因为比如说像就说是在大学吧，它的那个 requirement 对一门外语的 requirement 只是1年，很多学校都是1年而已。那么这个1年来学一门外语呢，就是能学多少？这个对我来说一直是个 question。但只要他们能够知道学外语的重要性了，他们才会到学校里来学，不仅仅是拿一个 credit， 而是说 OK， 真的是要学一点东西。
对，外语真的是很重要。
其实外语真的是很重要，因为今后这个世界，我们叫地球人，不是中国人或者美国人。
对。所
以呢，今后的 travel 或者工作各方面，外语都是非常需要的。
很好，谢谢。
谢谢。Okay.
Since you're my girlfriend and everything, we went to, do you think you'd feel less connected to me if you didn't know of the Asian culture?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely taking Chinese class in high school helped out a lot in being more aware of the culture. And, I traveled to China, and twice actually I went with you, and,
Oh yeah.
with the school. And,
so twice, you went there twice?
Yeah, twice. And both times I experienced a completely different outlook of the country. The way they travel is extremely different, and food is extremely different. They have, for instance, one of their dishes, 醉虾, translates into drunken shrimp or something like that. Basically it's live shrimp in alcohol, and it's waiting for the alcohol waits for the shrimp to die, and they get they get drunk and they die that way. And I was a little afraid to try it, but supposedly it was pretty good. But and then another dish they have, chou tofu, which literally translates into stinky tofu. It was tofu. It smells really bad, but it tastes surprisingly really good. So there's definitely like a lot of cultural differences.
Yeah, it's like your favorite dish now.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them. So.
Yeah.
Do you believe that learning of other cultures and languages should be excluded from the school curriculum?
Having that background in another language, like I said, America is like a melting pot of all different cultures. So not having a background in other languages is not, knowing about yourself. And I think that's highly important. And, being well-rounded in these languages is important to our everyday life, in terms of simple things like going out to dinner, food, everything. It's important.
My girlfriend is in fact white and a redhead, 4% of the population. And her friends make fun of her for going out with me because, well, I'm Asian, and they say she's not experiencing a real relationship in terms of sex. So, but I mean, this girl had a black boyfriend, and that just really helps us to understand that when one becomes close to a different culture, a different belief, a different ethnicity, you become much more open to many other things, and you become a global person, and you know what? Maybe sometimes even fall in love. Some people argue that the American culture is not the same as being multicultural, and that it's a new culture. It's invented and far different from the others in the world. But let's break this down and think of this simply. Food. let's be honest, you can find and eat anything in America. Anything you find in Italy, in China, in Greece, in Japan, France, just anywhere, any type of food, with no matter what color, no matter what taste or what spices, you can find all here in America. Well, after looking at all that food, you must be very hungry. Well, maybe we should all start gaining an appetite, not just for the food, but gain an appetite and hunger for, well, where all that food really came from. Maybe then we will all be multicultural and have a real American culture.